Hey guys, this is Tom Hanks. Welcome to another stream today. We will have the third and final race in the 1995 Budget Sports Car Challenge. So today's race will be on the Neon course in Glow City, which is a very different track from a lot of other tracks in BeamNG. And so I'm expecting different cars to do well here compared to some other tracks. Give me a second here. Okay, there we go. Sorry for that. Okay, so again, the track this time will be on a Neon course in a Glow City. There we go. And this is a very different track from a lot of other tracks in the sense that it's really like horsepower really matters on this one. But what also matters is like the traction, especially when because this track has quite a few banked corners, and when a track transitions from those banked corners back to straight, that's where a lot of cars might struggle. So this is again my own car. This doesn't count towards the official results, and so this is just a warm-up for me. I just felt like this track was just really cool, you know? The banked corners, the neon colors, the looping. Not to forget the funky music as well, of course. All right, and there's my warm-up. That was a 56.6 by my own car. Yeah, let's see. Let's see if any of the cars can actually beat this, and by how much. First up, we have the Primarri Quattro Sport by Matt P. And this thing is front-wheel drive. And with a diff, of course, so I have to do things a little bit differently from how I would do it with rear-wheel drive cars. Now this only makes 130 horsepower, and it really shows here in this uphill section. This is the Neon course in Glow City. Yes. Oh, come on. Barely made it around the looping. I wonder what happens when you run out of steam on the looping, like at the top of the loop. Does the car just fall down? That almost didn't make it, yeah, indeed. That's a 110.8. I mean, given the track record of this car so far, it came last on both of the other tracks. I feel like this will probably come last again here. Because a 110 is really not good here. but we'll see. The next car is the GEC GR2 2.0. Yeah, this car is not the previous car was underpowered, definitely. This car isn't. It actually makes 200 horsepower, so that's decent. I'll keep it in fourth for this corner. Pretty good gear for this corner in this car. $58.4. Oh, you think your Spree is underpowered? I don't think so. I think 184 is definitely enough. 58.4 here. That's actually a pretty reasonable time. I think this, like last time it came, what, 13th? Yeah, I think it'll do better than that this time. Next up is the Ibis Kestrel. With a 2.4 liter boxer 6 and 168 horsepower while weighing 1411 kilograms. I feel like this could probably fall behind a little bit here as well, but let's see. This is a very quiet car too. Again, barely made it through that loop. Yeah, this is really a track where power to weight matters, and that's where this car... That's where this car falls short of some of the other entries. I feel like some cars that are gonna do well here are gonna be like the Oktopus, and again the Todoki that won last time. Yes, this one is the heaviest in the competition, but even so, it outperformed the Primarri Quattro Sport by 7 seconds. Next up, we do have the Aero Bullet 12 7X99, which has 161 horsepower, which is not the most, but it also only weighs 963 kilos. So the power to weight ratio is actually fairly good. Easily made it through the loop there. Stick in fourth gear here. This feels like a solid performance. I feel like it might come close to the lead right now, and it did. 58.4? Oh my god, so close. So close to the GEC, but barely behind it. Okay. Yeah, the GEC is actually doing pretty well this time, considering that the Aero Bullet actually came 4th last time. Maybe this is the track for the GEC to shine. Next up is actually the Oktopus Wankel 2 Turbo, which I feel like is going to do pretty well here. I think this is gonna be this is gonna be in the top 3 or 4 here on this track. Right away, this just feels faster. Gonna stick with 4th gear here as well. Actually, no, I'm gonna shift down to 3rd. $55.8, wow. Yes, 241 horsepower. Very, very good. 55.8, that's a really solid time here. I think that's gonna rank among the best cars here. I think still that there is like 2 or 3 that can challenge it here, but this is certainly gonna be the car to beat here for now. Very impressive. Next up we have the WMC Cicero. Your car's gearbox is going to be a problem, Genshin. Well, I don't know. It's like getting it off the line might be, but then after that I think it should be fine. This feels like it's gonna come somewhere mid-table for now. I don't think it's gonna challenge the Octopus. But maybe it can come close to the GEC, which is actually still in 2nd place, so not mid-table. $57.58.2. Yes, indeed, it does come 2nd for now. Remember, this is my car, the 56.6 there. That's my car. That doesn't count. But yeah, solid performance by the Cicero. 211 horsepower. Next up, we have the Halpin Mondello with a 1.8 liter turbo inline 4 making 199 horsepower. Can we do that launch again, but maybe this time without bogging? Better, but man. One thing I also want to point out about this particular track is that when your car is too low to the ground, then that can cause massive issues on these bank turns. Like, depending on how the car is set up, it might either refuse to turn, aka understeer heavily, or it might just immediately snap oversteer if the car is Especially rear engine cars have that problem if they don't have enough ground clearance. But this one, while it does occasionally scrape on the ground, is still fine. Not the fastest though, 1 minute 0.3. Next is the Night Owl. And I'm expecting good things from this because it came second in both of the previous races. However, how will it launch here? Oh, that was some understeer right there. Maybe this car is actually too low. I don't know. It's fine here. It wasn't on that first banked corner, but it is fine here. Very slow though. Yeah, not gonna finish second here. In fact, it is second last for now. I don't think I could have done much differently with this. So yeah, the Night Owl is probably out as far as the race for the title goes. It could have been a serious contender, but not with this performance. Next up is the Wells 3 though, and that won the first race. So this won the first race, but then came 9th in the second. It does feel powerful. Oh, come on, 50, okay, 57.1. Not quite the top, but it is in second place for now. Very good, actually. Solid performance. Next up, we have the Poli Sabre. Now the Poli Sabre only has a 1.6 liter turbo inline 4, but it makes 197 horsepower and weighs 1164 kilos. It's also got traction control, which I just turned off. It's also got short gearing, which helps here at the start because it's uphill. Just about caught it. Almost went off due to so much understeer. That one banked right-hander is really tricky to get right. I can't like always attribute it to the car either, But like, it depends on your approach angle, it depends on the exact speed you enter as well. .59, 1 minute, 1 minute, 0.4. Okay, that places it fairly far back, but I think that the next car is going to be a real contender here. Because this has the best power to weight ratio of any car in the competition. The F&S Macro Turbo SSS. As a reminder, this car has a 1.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder with 210 horsepower and 837 kilograms. However, it is really low to the ground, so that could become a problem. This car has just so much wheel spin through any gear. I think it's so low to the ground that here, through this corner, it struggles to actually accelerate even though it could. It's got the power to weight ratio to accelerate through that bank corner like that. It's just too low, and the friction of it scraping on the ground is what's holding it back. Wow, this is a surprise. I really expected this to do better. 101.1. Honestly, I feel like this could have challenged for the top spot had it had a higher ride height. I feel like if it was raised by like 15 or 20 millimeters, this could have probably won. But the problem is that this is so slammed to the ground that it scrapes on the ground during that banked corner, and that prevents it from accelerating, because you have to fight more friction than, you know, than just the tires would. Next up is this thing here, the Peugeal 306 Cabrio. It is really quick coming out of the corners, it is. But it doesn't really matter so much if you can't carry the speed through the banked corners. This actually handles really well here. Feels quick too. Do we have a somewhat unexpected contender here? I don't think the Oktopus is in danger, but this could challenge for second place, I think. .57, 58.2. That places it in third for now, just ahead of the WMC Cicero. Very nice. Wow, like that was unexpected, because this car didn't do so well in the previous races. It came what was it? It came 7th in the first race and then 6th in the second race. It's in third right now. Next is the Miachino by a sedan 57 Chevy, and this is another car that I think is going to do well here. Because it has 236 horsepower from a 2.5 liter inline 4, and it weighs 993 kilograms. You should do a sport truck challenge. I will in the future. Okay, let's try that again. This does have a geared diff, if I remember correctly, so gotta lift off a little bit on that corner. I did lift, but I gotta take it easy and wait for it to stabilize, I guess. This is also too low, apparently. Okay, with that in mind, let's slow down a little bit more for that corner. Yeah, this is also too low to the ground, so it scrapes on the floor. Not as badly as the F&S, apparently. But still... You could really see it right there, exiting the corner there. The bottom was just you know, scraping and just bottoming out constantly on exit there, and that really held it back. 1 minute, 0.8. We've only got 2 more cars to go, and I've only been going for about half an hour, so it's just gonna be a relatively quick stream here. Next up is the Delta Disconnect by MK Mailer. This has a 205 horsepower, 2.5 liter naturally aspirated boxer 4. It weighs 1225 kilos, and it's an automatic. It's rear engine all-wheel drive too, so... Why did it... What? Okay, now I knew this car was probably gonna be a bit different to drive here, because it is quite an odd layout. Rear engine all-wheel drive. Okay. But yeah, it is a bit unpredictable in these banked corners. And 58.9. That's a decent time. That lands it pretty much in the middle of the pack. Last but not least, the current leader, the current overall leader, the Todoki F252-R. 252 horsepower, 1119 kilograms. 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder. Yeah, that last car was not very stable in these banked corners, and like the front end was super duper pointy. Like even the smallest input would really make it try to go off on the inside. Yep, this feels like it's got the grunt to go through these long banked corners at a pretty good pace. Is it gonna catch the Oktopus though? Oh, yeah. Not if I do that. Oh, come on, come on, come on. I think this is gonna be so close. Perfect exit there. Now feed it in, and there we go. Through the inside, and 55. Oh my god. 55.7. It won by a 10th. Wow. Okay, very strong showing from the Oktopus, but the Todoki does take it in the end with a 55.7, meaning that the Todoki is also the overall winner. So congratulations to Aaron with pizza if you're here. You won the overall competition of the 1995 Budget Sports Car Challenge. The next challenge will be announced next Sunday in a YouTube video. I will really put some effort into the editing of that. I want to make the video a little bit, the presentation in the video a little bit different this time. But yeah, thank you to everyone who competed, and I hope you'll enjoy the next challenge as well. And until then, see you next time. Bye bye, have a good one.